Happy Thursday morning and welcome to the NorthOps Fire Weather Webcast for June 11th, 2026. Mid-level water vapor imagery from Wednesday afternoon through this morning shows fairly dry air across California associated with a broad high-pressure ridge extending inland from the eastern Pacific. Meanwhile, some moisture is moving northward with low pressure near the Mexican Baja Peninsula. IR and true color visible satellite imagery with surface observations shows mostly clear skies except some fog and low clouds along the coast, mainly in and around Humboldt Bay. Dry and breezy northerly winds and mild temperatures for the morning hours are occurring across the Sacramento Valley. Red flag warnings remain in effect across the Sacramento Valley, North Bay, Interior Mountains, and East Bay Hills. The warning in the Sacramento Valley remains in effect through 5 p.m. today, while the warning for the North Bay, Interior Mountains, and East Bay Hills expires at 9 a.m. this morning. Heat advisories are also in effect today, with expiration times as early as late this evening for the western areas and as late as late Saturday evening across inland areas. It should be noted that the heat isn't likely to peak until early next week across northern and western portions of NorthOps inland from the coast, so the heat headlines will likely be extended and expanded for this weekend into early next week. Maximum wind gusts since midnight show breezy to windy conditions across much of the area, with gusts 30 to nearly 60 miles per hour in and near the red flag warning areas, as well as across western portions of the Sierras and Cascades and in pockets west to the coast. Meanwhile, max RH recoveries since midnight have been moderate to poor in many areas, especially along and west of the Sierras, across the Sacramento Valley, and in portions of the Bay Area. The Cansack Wharf Wind and RH forecast is doing a fairly good job of forecasting the winds and RHs. The dry northerly winds have already peaked in some areas and will over much of the rest of NorthOps this morning. Winds diminish in most areas this afternoon, while RHs fall into the single digits and teens across most of the area from the northern and eastern portion of the Bay Area and Sacramento Valley eastward. Some increase in RHs will occur across northwest and western areas, as well as the Sierras this afternoon to evening. Some areas of breezy to locally windy northerlies return tonight into Friday, along with mostly poor to moderate RH recoveries. Winds become more westerly Friday, with some breezy to locally windy conditions developing as the very dry air mass lingers. Friday evening through Saturday, westerlies gradually expand from the Sacramento River Delta area north and eastward to the Sierras, while northerlies return across the north. The 6E GACC's 20,000 foot level forecast shows northwest flow with high pressure across NorthOps today into Friday. Friday through the weekend, a weak trough will develop and drift southward across NorthOps as high pressure amplifies west of the coast. The high is likely to peak in strength across the area Monday and Tuesday, and then weaken slightly Wednesday through Thursday. Weak low pressure west of the coast is likely to gradually strengthen mid to late next week as it gets absorbed into a broader trough to the west. This will bring a general southerly flow across California from Tuesday onward. The 24-hour maximum temperature forecast from the ECMWF shows hot temperatures centered across central and southern portions of NorthOps today, warming further and expanding northward Friday and Saturday. While some relief is shown near the coast Sunday, hot temperatures continue across inland areas Sunday and then heat up more Monday and Tuesday, lingering into Wednesday. Some cooling is indicated for Thursday and Friday of next week. 0Z Euro lightning flash density forecast, which has been a bit overdone of late, shows a very slight lightning potential across southern areas this afternoon, lifting a bit north Friday. The potential increases over some of the mountains of NorthOps Saturday and Sunday, suggesting some isolated thunderstorms are a real possibility, mainly Sunday afternoon over or near the Sierras, Mount Lassen, and the Trinity Alps. Decreased very minimal potential is shown for Monday and Tuesday, increasing some Wednesday through Friday as high pressure breaks down. It should be noted that the details of the ridge breakdown next week are currently unclear, though the timing is likely to be mid to late next week, centered on Thursday. Total forecast precipitation from today's 0Z ECMWF ensemble through next Thursday evening shows some light precipitation under 1/10 of an inch from the marine layer along and near the coast, and over and near some of the mountains from potential showers and thunderstorms, with the potential of some higher amounts across the southern Sierras. The NorthOps 7-day significant fire potential outlook indicates areas of moderate significant fire potential today due to the expected gusty north through east winds with low RHs. While low risk is forecast for the remainder of the period, the mid to latter portion of next week is being closely monitored for enhanced fire ignition and spread potential. Meanwhile, SouthOps is forecasting areas of moderate risk this weekend through early next week due to mostly dry conditions and some lightning ignition potential. In summary, the red flag warning for gusty winds and low RH in the North Bay interior mountains and East Bay hills will expire at 9 a.m. this morning. The red flag warning for the Sacramento Valley remains in effect through 5 p.m. today. Summer-like highs in the 90s to 100s across the valleys today and Friday will expand northward this weekend through early next week, peaking in most areas this weekend into early next week. Weak low pressure will bring some slight afternoon thunderstorm potential to some mountain areas this weekend. A greater wind and lightning potential is likely mid to late next week as the upper level ridge breaks down. This concludes today's fire weather webcast.